My family had one rule that everyone thought was normal. Until I turned 18. The rule was simple. No locked doors. Not even bathroom doors. I didn't question it at first. Nobody else did either. It was just how our house worked. My mom called it openness. My dad said locked doors were what secrets hide behind. They smiled when they said it. I smiled too. Because kids learn fast what smiles mean. When friends came over, they laughed it off. Your parents are so chill. Must be nice having nothing to hide. But every time I showered, I listened. For footsteps. For breathing that didn't belong to me. That unease lived in my body long before I had words for it. And somehow, I still thought it was normal. The rule had other parts. You had to announce where you were going. You had to explain why you were upset. You had to answer questions immediately, or it meant you were lying. Silence was treated like guilt. If I hesitated, my dad tilted his head. Just slightly. Like he was listening for something underneath my answer. That head tilt still makes my stomach drop. Here's the part that messes with me the most. They were kind. Too kind. My dad volunteered at school events. My mom brought meals to sick neighbors. People trusted them instinctively. They trusted me less. If I flinched when someone walked behind me, they joked about it. Overdramatic. Too sensitive. I learned to laugh before anyone else could. Around 13, I tried locking my door once. Just once. It was quiet for maybe 30 seconds. Then a knock. Soft. Polite. Hey, my dad said, calm as ever. You okay in there? I didn't answer fast enough. The knob rattled. Not violently. Just, insistently. You know the rule, he said. Still smiling when I opened it. That night, my mom sat on my bed and explained it again. How locked doors make families fall apart. How we were better than that. She spoke slowly. Like you talk to someone who doesn't quite get it yet. I apologized. She hugged me. Everyone thought she was comforting me. When I was 16, a teacher asked if everything was okay at home. I laughed too loudly. Said my parents were just protective. That word saved them every time. Protective. The week before my 18th birthday, my dad started acting different. Kinder. More careful with his words. He knocked before entering my room now. Waited for permission. It felt wrong. Like the ground shifting under my feet. I asked my mom about it. She avoided my eyes. He's just proud of you, she said. You're almost an adult. Almost. That night, I couldn't sleep. Something about that word, almost, kept echoing. On my birthday, they gave me a phone. Brand new. My first one. My dad handed it to me like it was sacred. You've earned trust now, he said. Trust. That word again. I noticed something later, when I was alone. The phone wasn't new. The battery history was full. The storage half used. There were deleted apps. I told myself it was a mistake. I told myself a lot of things back then. 3 days later, my aunt came over unexpectedly. She hugged me longer than usual. Her hands were shaking. You're 18 now, she whispered. Right? I nodded. She pulled me into the kitchen and closed the door. Locked it. My heart started racing so hard I felt dizzy. She saw my face and flinched. Oh, she said softly. Oh no. That's when the first real crack appeared. She asked me a question I'd never heard before. Did they ever make you promise not to lock doors? I didn't answer. She didn't push. Just nodded like she already knew. Then she slid her phone across the counter. Before you say anything, she said, voice breaking, I need you to see this. The messages were old. Years old. Group chats. Emails. Voicemails. My dad. My mom. My grandparents. Talking about the rule. Not as a philosophy. As a system. It keeps them compliant. Fear of privacy leads to honesty. By 18, they either accept it, or we adjust. My name was everywhere. So was a word I'd never seen attached to me before. Asset. There were screenshots of calendars. Notes about my moods. Audio recordings labeled with dates. One voicemail made my aunt stop the playback halfway through. It was my dad's voice. Warm. Calm. Once they're legal, he said, they can't claim we controlled them. That's when trust really pays off. I couldn't hear anything after that. Just blood rushing in my ears. I laughed. Actually laughed. It sounded unhinged, even to me. My aunt started crying. I realized something then. To everyone else, this was the moment I became the problem. I confronted my parents that night. Not yelling. Not crying. Just questions. Why was my phone used before I got it? Why were there files about me? Why did our rule exist on paper? My dad's smile didn't move. My mom spoke instead. You're misinterpreting, she said. You've always had a vivid imagination. Language was their weapon. It always had been. They didn't deny the messages. They reframed them. Protective planning. Family psychology. You weren't meant to see that. Meant. I told them I had copies. That's when my dad finally changed. His voice stayed calm. But his eyes didn't. You're going to ruin a lot of lives if you misunderstand this, he said. Not if you tell the truth. If you misunderstand. By morning, everyone knew. Not the truth. Just their version. That I'd spiraled. That I was unstable. That I'd always been dramatic. Relatives stopped calling. Friends sent awkward check-ins, then disappeared. I became the villain in a story I didn't even know was being written. The confrontation didn't end in shouting. It ended in quiet. My mom standing in the doorway, blocking my exit. Think carefully, she said. Families survive on forgiveness. Forgiveness. Not accountability. I left anyway. With a backpack. And a copy of everything. Here's the part one still don't know how to live with. If I expose them fully, it destroys more than just them. It tears through people who never knew. People who still think they're safe. If I stay silent, the rule doesn't die with me. Someone else becomes the asset. I'm 18 now. Doors lock when I want them to. But every time I turn the key, my hand shakes. Because safety shouldn't feel like rebellion. And I keep wondering. If kindness hides control this well, how many families look just like mine?